Star Wars 7x7 episode 2829. So if you haven't figured it out by now, yesterday's episode was our April Fool's Day episode, and I'm here to explain the backstory behind why that particular bit of ridiculousness. Punch it! Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So I might have gotten a little too far in my head about this one, I don't know, but basically here's what happened. So as we all know, there is a Star Wars movie that's supposed to be coming out in 2027, but we don't know anything about it. We don't know who's attached to it. We know that Taika Waititi is working on a Star Wars movie, but we don't know whether he's got the 25 slot or the 27 slot. We know Kevin Feige's working on a Star Wars movie at some level, but we don't know where he's in the mix or anything like that. So I just decided, all right, let's roll with 27 because it's far enough out, and let's go with Feige. Why not? So that's how things started, at least partially. The other thing was that Klaud, you know, the giant, like, standing up slug that we see working on the Millennium Falcon in The Rise of Skywalker, well, somehow he's appearing in memes now. I guess somebody got the bright idea to have, like, you know, live reaction look memes with him in a little box in the picture-in-picture window off to the side of things. And I was like, oh, that guy again. This is kind of ridiculous. And the last of it had to do with a conversation that I'd been having with Quizmaster Joe. If you've listened to the show for long enough, for back when we did the Star Wars Trivia Lightning Challenges, he was the one reading me the questions on the show. This goes a couple of years back for sure. Anyway, so he very much enjoyed the new Suicide Squad movie, the one that was directed by James Gunn. And I had the bright idea to just think of, well, what other, you know, odd characters from Star Wars movies could we potentially bring in to something that would be like a Suicide Squad style movie? Of course, not even considering the fact that in a way, Rogue One is essentially a Suicide Squad kind of movie, as it turns out. But yeah, I just pressed on ahead. And so basically what ended up happening was I went to Wikipedia and looked up the listings for the character descriptions of everyone in the Suicide Squad movie, and Klaud became King Shark's avatar, and Dr. Colonia took on some of Harley Quinn's stuff, and the Rick Flag character became Jackson, and Amanda Waller became Vice Admiral Holdo, etc., etc. So I basically just tweaked those descriptions of the characters to make them more Star Wars focused, and drew from some of the Wikipedia entries on a couple of the characters as well. And I'm sorry to say, I feel like this one may have been like closer to the bottom half of the executions that we've done previously on the show. If you haven't been listening for all that long, then this may be fun fact stuff for you. This has been going on. This is, I think, our 7th year now doing it. We had an opportunity to do it in 2015, but we didn't. That would have been the first year on the podcast that we could have done an April Fool's Day episode. But it started in 2016 when we put out a story saying that episode 8, since we didn't know what it was called at the time, was going to be filming on the International Space Station. Then in 2017, I did one about Pablo Hidalgo of Lucasfilm leaving Lucasfilm so that he could start a Transformers story group, because he does so much incredible artwork about Transformers and is very into that. Then in 2018, I basically put up an episode title that was going to be about something that I was going to do for an episode, but instead the actual episode was just me saying the word Porg over and over for 5 minutes in various sing-songy ways. In 2019, since it was the 20th anniversary of The Phantom Menace's release, I did a thing about there being a special edition re-release of The Phantom Menace. Then in 2020, it was how the High Republic might reset the Star Wars canon. And then in 2021, it was about how Lucasfilm would be integrating the holiday special into the canon. And now here we are with this Suicide Squad-esque movie idea. So there you go, brief history of the whole April Fool's situation as well. And I hope you were amused, or at least mildly puzzled and overly not bothered by the whole thing. But we'll get back on track with regular episodes tomorrow, in fact. Just tomorrow, right? Very simple. So there you go, that's the whole breakdown of the separation of truth and fiction in the April Fool's Day episode, and a little brief history, and that's going to do it for this episode of the show as well. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for it as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2021 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.